Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good, good morning.
Mondays towards the end of the summer. These are the troopers.
Good morning.
Morning, Lynn, Glenn, Sophia. How you all doing, Kathy?
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning, birthday man.
Good morning.
How does it feel to be 31 again?
Yeah, 31 many, many, many times over. Yeah, no, yeah, it's just another day, right? That's all it is. Another day older,
Another day wiser, Rob.
another day wiser. So give everybody a moment or two to pop on. How are you? How are you seeing activity this past weekend?
Getting a little busier for us.
Picking up a bit. Anybody doing
Yeah.
open? Anybody do open houses?
Our team did a couple open houses and we did have a better turnout than we were seeing in the past.
And how are you dealing with the written buyer agency agreement piece?
Actually, we were the same as Glenn mentioned last week, business as usual for us.
Cool.
Nobody's questioning anything after we give the explanation of what the changes are.
Cool. I think it might be our hidden gold mine for the short term. So anyway, so today I wanted to talk about consistency, and I happen to be playing my little YouTube links, and I came across this guy Tad Nguyen, who is a Vietnamese immigrant, moved here in 1970 or 75, I think 75, maybe at the age of 5 or 70 at the age of 5. And he's the gentleman I spoke about in the past that basically made $500,000 his first full year in the business by knocking 100 doors a day. And it's more than just knocking doors, it's about the consistency. And it's also about the why, the motivation behind it, and having a good mentor. Um, he had talked about it on this podcast that I watched about, I think he had 4 or 5 rental properties before he moved out of his family house. And that's just the mindset that he had about what was his why about getting, passive income and being consistent all the time. And, things that as team leaders, I think we need to reinforce or be a good mentor on is, working the database. And there's another program that he mentioned, and I think it's similar to Fellow. Let me just find my notes here. Now, Glenn, is reevaluate like Fellow, or is that just that's just looking at all yours and putting in most likely to transact?
Yeah, I think that's much like HomeBot, kind
Okay.
of the same type of thing.
Well, apparently now it will tell you how much business that you've lost in your database. But
Yeah, Fellow
I think
reminds me of that every day.
yeah. Is it still a significant number?
Yeah, I just got a little nauseous. It's 110 million this as of this morning.
Past 12 months or year to date?
Year to date. Well, we started in April.
Wow. So I think having a system and as a team leader, holding your team members accountable or inspiring them, or maybe even going a level deeper and figuring out what their why is, and maybe even giving them a why. Because when I listened to the interview with this Vietnamese immigrant who now apparently has I don't know, $100,000 of passive income every month, who came here with nothing. It goes back to his why, right? I think he had a really strong why, and then it helped him be disciplined and grounded, and that coupled with a mentor really pushed him to you know, really probably the top 1% of 1% out of net wealth for real estate professionals, and maybe the top, 1% of producers. So, most of us with systems are pretty bullish about the future. Those of us without systems might be a little bit nervous about, what the next 12 months looks like. But I can tell you, if you do all the activities that you're supposed to be doing and you do them consistently, you know, you will see your team, growing in a down market. You'll get momentum, and the keeping current matters mantra of many agents, know what's going on. Most understand, few can teach. So when you teach selfishly, you get better yourself, and it grows your game, improves your game. Are you talking with your team members about, maybe their life plans or financial plans? Is anybody doing that? Anybody trying to get to the why behind what gets them working, what gets them motivated? No.
We do it as a part of our planning activities, and then obviously every 15 minutes we check on status once every 2 weeks.
So Glenn, your team has had great success. Have any or many of them invested in real estate or taken a disciplined financial approach to what's going on?
Tim and Christine have.
They bought investment properties, or?
Yeah, and actually, we're about to buy one together as a team too.
Wow, so Tim and Christine, that's pretty cool. And you talk about that with the rest of them? Everybody.
We have a once a week call, and each week someone has to present what is the investments in our market that would be interesting, and we present them to our team first, then to the market after that. We use that spreadsheet you gave us.
Wow, cool. And are you still seeing stuff that works?
Yeah. Ironically, a lot of it's coming off market right now. We're seeing more off market come our way than on market, but yeah, I think we're starting to see a little bit more. Early August was pretty bad.
Yeah, because with the higher interest rates and the prices continuing to go up or be stable, it's tough to make them work. Is anybody seeing rents moderate or even soften besides Florida?
They flatten for sure in my area. Yeah.
Okay, but they really haven't dropped. Donna, have you seen rents stable, lower, higher? Depends on the market.
It really depends on the market. I haven't really seen a big change, so I'm still looking, but it looks like the same.
And Sophia, what do you see? Maybe not. Ron, you seeing rents trend with the market?
No change here in Florida.
They're the same, or they're softened a little bit?
It's pretty much the same.
And Lynn, have you encountered any clients renting or landlords that you're working with?
We're working with both, and like Ron said, we're staying pretty consistent.
I think the west coast of Florida is seeing a bit of a drop in rental rates and in demand, for sure.
Well, actually, in South Florida, Rob, they just projected that they're going to have over 14,000 new units built by the end of 2025 because of the demand of rentals. And that's just South Florida alone. That's only 3 counties.
Yeah, I think a lot of markets have put on a lot of rental inventory. I know, for example, Union County has got 3. Actually, I guess Westfield, Cranford, Garwood probably has, I don't know, at least 1,200 units coming on. Seems pretty high.
What I do see concerning is the DOM for all the condos. The DOM on the condos right now are pretty scary.
And some of them,
our condo market here is really bad. It's just have a lot of inventory, and right, we have a listing appointment the other day, and they were pretty concerned about their price. They wanted a certain number. And we were telling them, man, you look what you got for competition here on the beach. This is crazy. They insist that they want a higher price because they're all thinking that they can get it. So, okay.
That's exactly it. They think the market's the same for the condos as the single family homes, and they're not bending as easily. They are staying on the market.
They'll learn pretty soon, because after 30 days on the market and no showings, it's going to be an awakening for them.
Is it a double or triple punch between the that 40-year rule, the fact that they need to fund the association, they need to fund the capital improvements and layer on top of that insurance? Is that the
absolutely
1, 2, 3 punch?
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
We have sellers offering to pay those assessments up front just so that people will come in and see their condos at this point. And it's still not making a big difference because the insurance and the annuals have now gone up so much.
And it's still really not a viable, market for rentals if that reverses itself, if it ever does, right?
Not with the expenses now.
I've noticed a lot of times with expenses, once they go up, they rarely come down.
That's true.
Right? I mean, they're going to find a way, if they've jacked up the HOA fees because of insurance, when insurance drops, that money is going to wind up somewhere, but not back to the people.
Right.
Yeah, never normalizes.
So, Mr. Kaplan, are you able to talk?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
We were talking a little bit earlier about like the why behind the consistency. And I was curious, are you talking with some of your new team members about investing in real estate as well as just selling real estate?
For them personally, yes. It's a hard market to be an investor at this point, but if you're living in your home as an investment, then yes.
Okay. And then I guess, Scott, are you seeing the accountability and the consistency taking hold, or is it a constant chase?
It's a chase right now. I'm trying to get them actually this week. We addressed it last week and put down some parameters. I have a new person starting next week now, and I'm actually hoping that their excitement will invigorate my agents a little bit more. They're not making as many phone calls as they're supposed to. We talked about their goals. And of course, we do from the very beginning goal tracking. We set the goal, we back it in. How many deals a month does it take? How many phone calls do you have to do? So trying to get back on track now. Still have 4 months left in the year, which is a lot of time. The last 45 days, although slow, that's whatever closings you have up until those last 45 days. So,
and Scott, do you have somebody leading the pack? And I think Glenn, you might have 1 or 2 people that are leading. Are you seeing somebody step up, Scott, that people are following, or not yet?
Not yet. No, I'm the one who's trying to lead by example. I've been pretty busy. Keep getting new listings, new buyers. So, I'm trying to show them that, if you put in more time and do more work, you'll get more results.
And are you hosting a lot of open houses, or
yes,
using that as a capture tool for opportunities?
I am this month. So down here, at least August is historically always one of the slower months because of school starting. Our school started the 5th, which was basically the second week of August. So this month has been a little bit slower on the open houses, but I did have 2 open houses, and between the 2 had 7 people come in. Of the 7, 5 of them came in without their realtors. I've got like 2, maybe 3 possible leads from those. Not sure if they're long-term leads or tire kickers yet, but we're trying to figure that out.
That's 3.5 per open house you're getting.
Yeah.
It's pretty unfathomably slow by recent standards, huh?
Yes. But again, I expect it because it is historically a slow month. Everyone is concentrating on getting the kids back in school, getting their routines. Traffic is crazy again. You know, you go through summer and you forget how many people live here because the traffic is not as bad. And then the minute school starts, all of a sudden you have 4 hours a day that you do not want to be on the roads. I know I personally try and schedule all my showings around the morning and afternoon rush hours because otherwise I'm wasting more time on the road.
It gets that bad, huh?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. What would a month ago, maybe something would take you 22 minutes of a drive. And that same drive right now, if you're getting caught in those 2 hours, either morning or afternoon, could take you 45 minutes to an hour. If there's an accident, easy, double the time. And our traffic's only getting worse. It was crazy after COVID. All of a sudden, our traffic like practically doubled. So, you know, for those of us who are longtime Florida residents and lived here, and, you know, I'm born and raised, so I watched the traffic patterns go from there being nothing built really past University at one point to where now we don't have an inch of square foot that's not built on, and everything's got to be torn down and built up. And the traffic is just grown and grown and grown and grown. And I mean, we are now a major metropolitan city with major traffic problems. They keep widening the highways, the overpasses, the HOV lanes, everything they can try. And they're 5 years late. By the time they open everything, it's already too late. So yeah, traffic is a major issue for us down here.
And Scott, how many listings are you carrying now?
As of today, let me see. I've got a new one that'll be hitting the market this week. So including that, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I have 7 right now.
And are you and I'm sorry to get off the topic a little bit, but in terms of consistency, are you weekly updating? Like, how are you kind of fostering those to go?
Well, with the team, I do every day a 15-minute huddle. Once a week, we do a team meeting where we review what we've got and what is going on for that week and the next week. Today, I have a new admin or office manager starting today, replacing the position that's been empty for a while. So that'll help me out a lot. She's got some experience, so we should get her ramped up pretty quick. And then, yeah, we're basically just trying to keep everybody going. Summertime was kind of crazy. You know, I was gone for almost 3 weeks. So that put us a little bit behind in everything. I did my best to set everything up and keep it going while I was gone. Internet on the cruise ship, as well as in Europe, was a little difficult, but you know, we got good momentum. So
good.
The rates dropping, I think everyone will agree, is going to help. We have a list of buyers from the last 2 years of everybody who said they're waiting for the rates to drop. So, you know, we're already starting to call those people, let them know that rates have dropped, and that, you know, let's look at it now and see what the buying power is.
So you know what your new additions are going to be faced with as soon as rates start to drop. People are going to be like, "Oh, I'm going to wait. Prices are going to fall."
Nope. I do not believe that to happen. Now, condos, as we were talking before, and this is something, Rob, you and I have been talking about for the last 2 years, the condo market's going to change down here. Unfortunately, with the overhead that these buildings are having to go through with their 40-year reviews, as well as the insurance costs, like Lynn was saying, it's the cost factor. A lot of people who have lived in them for 20, 30 years with their fixed incomes cannot afford to live there anymore. And there's so many now. We have over 6 months supply just in Broward County alone, not including Dade County, not including Palm Beach, but Broward. We have over 6 months supply of condos, and more keep hitting the market. And some are selling, the nice ones, the ones that are priced right, but that leaves all the rest. And of course, we know price sells. Well, it's not just the price of the unit, but it's the monthly addition to the price of the unit. And we've got a lot of these buildings now that just a normal condo building. I'm talking nothing fancy, 4 to 5 story. And now their monthly fees are $500 and $600, not including the other fees or assessments. So there's just a lot of people are having a tough time. And when you've got, you know, a new buyer looking to get in the market, condos used to be a good option. And now with the monthly fees, and we run scenarios, you're talking less than $500 difference, they can get a townhouse or single family home because the extra $1,000 a month on top of the condo. So yeah, condos are hurting.
So for the New Jersey side of this call, I've had some agents share with me that their clients have gotten, 40 to 45% increases in their insurance renewals up here in New Jersey. Has anyone else seen that or noticed when your clients are buying insurance that it's significantly higher than what we might have anticipated?
Yes, for sure. And also, any roof that's over 20 years old, a lot of them won't insure it anymore. So brace your sellers for that one. Happened twice so far.
That's a past 6 month thing, Glenn?
Past 4 week thing.
Past 4 week
Caught
thing.
me by surprise. Yeah, they couldn't get the buyers couldn't get insurance on the home. It was Allstate to Allstate. So Allstate insured the home currently, and the buyers were coming in with Allstate existing policies from their home, and they wouldn't insure it unless we replaced the entire roof.
And did you have to replace the roof, or did you find a workaround with another carrier?
Nope. They went out to a bunch of different carriers, and all of them said that we had to replace the roof, so we replaced the roof.
Wow.
It's quite a interesting thing because roofers are now putting on 50-year shingles, right? And that's what their warranty is saying.
And then the insurance carriers are saying 20 years. Well, I guess they weren't putting on 50-year shingles 20 years ago, but I thought they were 30-year shingles, weren't they?
They are, correct. But it doesn't matter if it
we
was
have a 30-year.
Yeah, so
well, we have 30-year for a barrel tile. The shingles are now mostly by insurance standards, 15 to 20 at most.
The other thing is builder risk policy, Rob, went through the roof. Mine doubled.
We're doing like a rehab, Glenn? Glenn, are you talking about for doing a rehab?
Yep. Yeah, it used to be around $2,500. It was $5,000. Oh, and they're not refundable anymore. Full year only.
Not prorated, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
So we got to make more money. We got to be consistent. We have, if you are doing your dialogues with your team members, I think one of the things we should be talking about now that it's mainstream that the Fed's cutting rates is, how do you avoid them from waiting for the third and the fifth rate cut?
Because of supply and demand a little bit, right now we are able to negotiate. And I think everybody would agree that for the most part, we're able to get money off of these homes right now. The lower the rates go, the more buyers come into the market. The more buyers come into the market, the more of a chance of a bidding war on these single family homes and possibility of prices going up. So waiting is not really the case. Better to get in now and then refinance if the rates drop enough later. But people, as you mentioned before, you think, or people think, oh, the market's going to crash. Last week, KCM was actually down here, Keeping Current Matters, and I went to their meeting and their slideshow, and they were saying that historically, based on, they went back to 2008, they went back to, when the market's been up and down over the last 20 years, we have more equity now than almost ever before. Home prices have gone up over 200% in the last 10 years. So that is not the cause of a crash. Is there a correction? Things got to come down, or at least you think so. But if the rates keep dropping and affordability, it really depends on the whole economy. And I know we don't want to talk about that, but if the economy keeps trucking along, then there'll still be buyers. If the economy crashes, then of course the housing market would slow down in accordance. But otherwise, I really think we're going to pick up.
So Scott, were a lot of your first time buyers condo candidates a year ago or 2 years ago, and now they're not?
Actually, the condos were more candidates like before COVID. We were able to get, there were about 10% of condos that had reserves. That's what we call it down here. In order to qualify for the first time home buyer, they had to have reserves, no lawsuits. There was like 4 major things with a condo questionnaire that had to pass. And if they could pass, then you could get a condo for 3.5% down. And they were absolutely first time home buyer. We had a list, and there were not many, but I think we had like maybe 15 or 20 to choose from that used to qualify before COVID. And now ever since the prices went up dramatically. I mean, we saw condos flying off the shelves after COVID because there were no single family homes. So people who were moving down from New York, New Jersey, and other places were buying the condos because they couldn't get the houses. But you know, in the last year, we've really seen the effects of the condo market changing. And a lot has to do with the Sunny Isles building that did collapse. We have new insurance requirements. We have new construction requirements for those insurance and the 40-year reviews anyway, because a lot of these buildings were older. So a lot of these buildings are being assessed $1 million, $2 million, $3 million that before they wouldn't have been assessed. But now they all have to have a structural engineer, which is running them in some cases $80,000 just to get a structural engineer to come in to be able to pass their new review and insurance requirements. And there's actually a shortage of structural engineers because we have so many buildings in that segment right now. Oh. This is a whole nother call, by the way, to talk about the condo market, because I know you guys, it's not the same, but what we have going on down here, it's just escalated, and that would be like something different, you know, if we wanted to try and help and train new agents that maybe don't know all this to help their clients, because it really could be a situation where if an agent gets a client in a condo and they don't ask the right questions, I have a buyer of mine that is now suing the seller, and the listing agent might even get involved in that because they withheld information about an assessment. And we have proof that they knew. We asked all the right questions. We asked everybody. We did everything we were supposed to. And 40 days after closing, you got a $52,000 assessment. And it was the 5th phase. So the first 4 phases had gone through, and this was the 5th and final. And we have proof that they knew since 2021. So there's some very interesting things going on right now. When I called the attorney was like, yeah, it sounds like you absolutely have a case. And I'm seeing this almost every day now. There's a lot of
Scott,
things going on. Yeah.
Hi, Scott. I have a question about that. Wouldn't you think during the closing process that the association would have put that on their sales, you know, some type of like an addendum or something saying, hey, there's a pending assessment? How did it get to the closing without anyone ever mentioning the assessment?
Because there's
at least from the association side.
I absolutely agree. And you would think that's right. And we even went back to the association with some demanding questions on that. So with the estoppel letter, and when the title company pulls the estoppel, if there's not an assessment actually called for, where they've actually said, okay, we have a $50,000 assessment coming up, and this is how much has to be collected from each unit. If that is not called for, and it's kind of something that's just in the background that they're still working on, then you can get a clear estoppel, which means that there is nothing outstanding that the condo building is telling you. The title company is pulling the information and there's nothing due. And therefore, as the buyer, there's nothing due, which we asked the agent twice, 2 different times. Is there anything going on? Is there anything proposed? And we asked the specific questions, you know, is there anything that they know of going on? And our condo addendum that we add to all condos down here actually has a line that if you're the listing agent or selling agent, that you can put if there's something pending. And if you put it in the addendum, you're safe because you're just acknowledging that there's something that they're talking about, even though there's no amount. But this agent didn't do that.
Was there financing on it?
Yes. Yes, the building had taken out a loan, but the loan was already segmented for the prior 4 assessments. So this final 5th one hadn't been qualified. So this is a new one coming out.
So there was a condo questionnaire done, I assume, where they put a lot of money down.
This was a cash deal.
Oh, so there was no financing.
No. Yeah.
So perhaps maybe we could implement a condo questionnaire even for cash deals to find out what's going on.
It might be important, but if I have another cash deal, and this has been a learning experience for my team where now they know not only asking the agent, but actually putting something in writing stating that the seller is not aware of any assessments in the works.
So what lenders do, Scott, is they get a copy of, I think, the last 3 months minutes from the board meetings,
Yep.
as well as the condo questionnaire to ferret that out.
Yeah, that's we ended up getting the last 3 years of condo minutes after this happened because we were mad at the association. We actually went to the association because this is a high-end building on the beach. And we met with the property manager. We met with the maintenance manager because my buyer is doing a full reno of the unit. I mean, we were there for like 25 minutes. We were talking, they were repainting the outside of the building and redoing the balconies while we were there. So we talked about everything going on and nobody mentioned that, oh yes, by the way, there's going to be a final 5th phase coming soon.
So New Jersey, if there's 20-year roof issues that are coming on insurance renewals, let's pay attention to that because it's going to be the wind is blowing north, right, Scott?
Yes, sir.
I also want to add for New Jersey, I've noticed from a few agents, if the property's over $1 million, they are requesting for supplemental insurance. So that's another thing that you need to look out for.
Even if it's a single family?
Single family, over $1 million, they want supplemental insurance. I've had 3 different agents.
What does that even mean?
Meaning that the insurance doesn't cover over $1 million, so you would need to get a second insurance to cover whatever difference. So you'll have one insurance covers you up to $1 million. So let's say the property is 1.2, then they would need to get a second insurance to cover the other 200.
That's interesting. I've never heard that one. You heard it
so
here first. Be aware.
We have another interesting thing, Rob, and I just to make sure that everybody on this call at least knows, by 2025, all of our buildings in Florida, all the condo buildings are supposed to have enough money in their reserves to fund all repairs necessary to maintain the structural integrity of all buildings, 3 stories or higher. And all existing associations are supposed to have this by 2025. Obviously, we are 4.5 months away. And I really don't see this. And I've had a couple of different people ask me because I've been talking about this. A lot of buildings do not have these reserves yet. And as us Florida realtors are seeing these huge assessments already, I think there's a whole nother wave that's going to be coming. And I think Florida legislature is going to have to do an extension on this rule because there's not enough buildings that have their reserves already. And people are financially in a really bad spot. But that's something really important that through the Sunny Isles building collapse and when they changed the laws and the rules, that by 2025, all condos in Florida are supposed to have enough reserves. And I don't see that happening. So that's going to be another wave that's going to hit the condo market. I think probably January, February.
And last question before we wrap. What percentage of condos are over 3 stories? Like a third?
2/3.
2/3?
Yeah. Right with
Definitely, more than 2/3.
More than that.
Yeah. Especially by county. So Vero Beach and all of that, you can't obstruct the view, Rob, after 4 stories. So it wouldn't apply to Indian River County, but anything Palm Beach and Broward County and on, definitely way more than that.
Yeah, they've been building 4 stories here since the 70s. 4 stories and higher.
Because when I went visiting agents, there was a fair amount of these like walk-up 2 stories, and I think even a couple that walk-up 3 stories from probably the 70s that were in Boca.
Yeah, that's exactly like I said. From the 70s, they started building bigger because they could, and because it was starting to boom. So they figured, all right, well, let's build 4 stories and sell twice as many units. Even most of our 55 and over, and anything built after I'd say 1980 is at least 4 stories. And it's hurting a lot of these 55 and over communities with fixed income with these assessments. There's a huge run on 55 and over, and I've seen a lot of the prices start dropping in the 55 and over condo market because of it.
All right, well, stay tuned, everybody. Let's just get everybody on our team a little bit more disciplined as the kids go back to school and we get into the routine. And let's perfect the conversation if I'm going to wait because prices are going to drop or interest rates are going to fall, because that's a transaction killer. Or even I'm going to wait until after the election. Bad precedent.
Which, by the way, Rob, according to KCM, there's a 15% reduction in buyers in an election cycle. So if anyone is curious right now, they're saying
transaction volume,
yes. So that's a whole nother segment that's going to be coming out to buy no matter what happens after the election, especially with lower rates. So I really do think we're going to see more buyers hit the market probably after the holidays.
Which means that we got to work really hard now if we want to keep our pipeline robust, right?
Yep.
So you know, as rhetoric gets ugly, and you know, essentially half the population is going to have the wrong candidate win regardless. So we just need to be positioned. Thanks, everyone. And advice: stay out of politics on your social, and don't make any assumptions. I'll see you all on Friday and next week.
Hey, Rob.
Yes.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you very
Happy
much.
birthday.
Appreciate it.
That's right. Happy birthday, Rob.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.